Hello everybody, Mr. Hollywood here with Jack Phelan Jeep Chrysler Ram. Today we're going to show you the 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. This is a new, longer version, and the one we picked, it's a limited, and it's got only the standard features. We went with a standard feature one so you can see what it comes with in a limited. We'll start off with the key. It's a new, sleeker key. You have the unlock, lock, the 2x open trunk, remote start, as well as panic button. On the side you have a little button to remove the keys. They've upgraded this actual key fob to be slicker, slimmer, and easier to put in your pocket, which I highly appreciate. As in this video, as the one presented behind us, it's $48,035 MSRP. Let's start with the front to show you some new features. Of course, for 2021, the Jeep Grand Cherokee L is a new model. It's a longer version of the Grand Cherokee, but they've also redesigned the front fascia, lights, and curves entirely. So the car is an entirely new model. It's an entirely new build. You'll see on the limited, you have nice chrome trims and finishes. You still have the 7 little bars in here that signify the 7 continents of the world, and when Jeep excels in affordability. You have your LED strips lights as well, and your lights on the front. You have the nice, mean, aggressive hood, which I personally really appreciate. The rear end is just as nice as well. You have the nice 18 size-inch wheels. These are multi-spoke, very nice quality, very nice design. Pretty and all. You still have the chrome highlights everywhere else. You will notice no sunroof on the standard version. It does have keyless entry, and they've changed it. So come on closer a little bit here. Let me show you that. On the old ones, it had the button on the Grand Cherokee. On this version, you don't have the buttons. You have the 3 lines. So if you push your fingers on that, you will close it. If you put your hand through the door handle, it will unlock it. Right? You can't do it right after locking it. Blind spot monitoring on the limited is now standard. You see it right there. There's a little triangle to show you if something's going to light up when you're there. And you have an entirely new interior. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Let's start with the truck. So let's go to the back. By opening the doors, I wanted to show you a little bit of the new lines right here. You have a nice, beautiful LED strip with red, and you have the nice backup white lights. You also have the sonar sensors for backing up. That way you can get closer. And if you have a trailer tow hitch, it will be attached underneath this little plastic piece here. The cool part, what they've done with these, is of course power open trunks. But I do want to highlight one cool thing. Even though Jeep has always been forward thinking, and they thought about putting the button on the side so that people that are vertically challenged don't have to jump up to press the button here, they've actually done an option where if you hold this button and you adjust this height, you can have it open to a particular height if you prefer that. Right? I wouldn't do that because it would hit me in the head, but now the trunk will only go up this high, right? Because I've held it and I've opened it to that point. Really cool feature to adjust too, but again, you have the button that's easily reachable. You can also open it from the key fob, as well as you can open it from the front. Right, backup cameras right here in the center, and with the and I'm going to change it now here back to the normal standard position. Notice that even with this third row seat unfolded, you still have a decent trunk storage space. Come on up and let me show you that. Still a pretty nice amount of storage. You can fit a couple TVs in here, probably like 40-inch TVs, not nothing huge. And you have a little storage, 2 storage bins on the side for bottles so they don't flop around. You also have a nice little hidden storage right here. This is pretty deep. You'll notice that right away, right? It also has a drain plug, so you can actually take this out and drain water out of it. That way, if you want to put some ice in here and some Pepsis or whatever, or Coke, don't knock me for which one's my preference. I really don't care. I like both. They both have different occasions. And then you have your nice storage here. And this is for your, let me take this out so you can see. This is for your jack, right? There's a jack, and if you want to get up over here, I don't want to pull the other end out. Your jack's in the back here. Easily accessible and hidden from view, so you don't have to worry about storing it anywhere. On the upgraded version, these seats do go down by power. On this one, you do have a tailgating plug-in right here, but because it is the limited standard, it's foldable by pulling on this lever and pushing it forward. Very nice seats, nice high quality. Of course, leather is standard now. You have 2 plugins for the third row passengers on each side, USB and USB-C, as well as everybody has their own cup holders. So that's really cool. They're thinking about the passengers. To open them up, really easy to do. Just grab the little rope, pull it back, and take this out. Now we're going to go into the back seat so I can show you the spacing there. Let's see 1 second here. Let's go. On purpose, we have the front row seat moved all the way forward. That way you can still see how much room is left. I'm 6 feet, 220 pounds or so, and I have decent amount of space. I definitely have headroom left over. I don't have a whole lot of leg space left at this point, but I can recline the seat to make myself feel more comfortable, and there are sliders underneath it to slide it forward and backwards. where you can adjust the position. This is now all the way back. But now I'm just gonna get a little bit closer here, and I'm gonna hop on over to show you what other gadgets there are here. So even on the standard version, both passengers have USB and USB-C plugins, as well as a 115 volt full wall plug outlet. They also have control for air conditioning and heating over here, with both passengers being able to take advantage of the heated seat option. Really cool. You want to take care of your passengers. Everybody has their lights, which open up when you open the doors, or when you press the little button right here. Right now the car is off, so we can show you that, but it's got it. Nice little storages with nets for the back and plastic covers so you don't ruin the leather. You both also would have your own little nice, and these are adjustable, right? So this one's a little bit lower. I can raise it higher. I can move this depending on how I angle the seat, right? If I move the seat back like this, I'm just living in luxury right here. Let me show you how this seat folds too. Pretty easy. Fold this up first. There's a little thing right here. You can pull forward to get into the back. That way it makes it very easily accessible to actually make it there. I really appreciate this because, well, look, I can easily step in here. Tons of space, and I can easily sit in the back. But I'm talking about folding the seat. You pull this forward and you have the seat folded. And this makes it a flat trunk. When we fold the back seat, you can see it with the other seat right there. But enough about the back seats. Let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about. Let's get on the inside of this puppy. Keyless entering. Oh, of course, that is now standard. So every single Grand Cherokee L has that push to start right here. You push the brake to start it. You start it up. I'm gonna turn off the engine because I do not want to release all those emissions inside of a building. But you'll see the screen is nice and updated. It's crisper. It's still an 8.4, but it now has the Uconnect 5.0, which does wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also have your controls for the trunk from here, which you can open up, lighting controls, assist and SOS buttons, as well as a beautiful storage for your glasses. You also have a mirror that you can move in different directions. You can flip it up and open too. It's nice. And you have a bunch of safety buttons for controls up top here, including the automatic start stop, which some people dislike. But you can clearly see this vehicle has been upgraded to look more modern. It's sleeker. It's got nicer finishes with beautiful stitching all throughout. It's a high quality materials, heated steering wheel, the dual climate control, which I'm going to turn off because we're sitting inside and we already have climate control here. I'm going to pop this off real quick. Comfort. Climate's off. Your PRND, your little shift knob right here in the center. Now it's no longer confusable with volume like in some cars. You also have your 4 modes with the 4x4. Sand, mud, snow, auto, and sport. You most of the time want to keep it in auto. The snow, sand, and mud, and sport obviously is sport. But the snow and sand and mud, this is not when you have a little bit of sand on the highway or a little bit of snow on the highway. This is when you get into real trouble. I can actually, and here's the cool part about this. This looks sleek as it is. A little ambient light here, 2 cup holders, a storage up top, and a storage in the center. It's actually pretty big and deep, right? There's a lot of storage. There's a little light there too, a little LED light. But I can actually click this here, and it opens up. It shows you a little bit more storage here, right? You have a nice storage for your phone, 2 USB plugs, 2 USB-C plugs, an aux plug, and another power plug for all your needs. This fits almost all the phones on the market right now. I don't think the giant Z Folds fit there yet, but very well to hold everything in, and it doesn't flop around. Nice big glove box, which has a lot of room and has a light in there so you can actually see what you're looking for. I haven't found it in a lot of car models nowadays. And the wooden finishing, I mean, this just looks sleek, professional, and modern. Everything looks sleek, professional, and modern, from the screen to the buttons, which are now higher quality and they look more premium, to even the steering wheel, which has some wood grain in there, as well as a nice chrome trim and controls on the steering wheel. So adaptive cruise control is also standard now on these. All limiteds will have adaptive cruise control, garage door opener. These are all standard features. So the full display screen here, also standard. So you have all your controls on there. Buttons on the back of the steering wheel for controlling radio and settings, just as well. Music control, volume control, and phone control too. Paddle shifters for shifting up and down if you want to go into the semi-manual mode are also present. So you have all these awesome standard features that you wouldn't get in a lot of the competitor vehicles, right? And all at a fantastic price too. These haven't gone up from the Grand Cherokee, barely any. You have power mirrors on both sides, power windows, of course, standard power locks and whatnot. You also have memory seats, which I know was something newer, and you have a multi-way power seat with lumbar support. So that's nice to have. Of course, you could upgrade to the Summit, Summit Reserve, Overland. There's a lot of options on these, but on the Limited, and also stereoscopic steering wheel. It's not power, but you can control how far out and how far down it is. I mean, you have to experience this vehicle for yourself because it is truly a marvel of engineering. Jeep has really outdone themselves, especially with the Uconnect 5.0. It's even easier and more friendly to use, as you guys may have known. Jeep has won the user interface awards multiple times. They've made it even easier now. You have your home buttons, which now you can have phone and music on one side. You go to media, and it's all self-explanatory, right? You have your Sirius, your FM, your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your Bluetooth. You also have 18 presets now, and what's cool about the presets is you can actually mix them now. So they can be FM, AM, Sirius. You can put anything on there, right? Comfort, you have a secondary control for the climate on top of what you have here manually. You can sync it so that both are the same. You can also control the rear here, and you can lock the rear. If you have those pesky children that keep playing with the temperature knob, you can block them from doing it, and you can have full control over what's going on. And you can sync it to driver so that everything's throughout the vehicle the same, or you can isolate it so everybody has their own preferred temperature, right? Each passenger can have either high or low temperatures depending on their personal preferences. Phone options are the same as in the old one. To pair a phone, all you do is follow the on-screen instructions, tell you what to do in your phone in there. In the vehicle, there's now a lot more settings to control what you'd like. You have your off-road settings right here, which you're going to launch off-road pages. You have your controls to fold the third row headrests, as well as to check out the rear view camera. You can do this when you're parked or when you're moving forward as well. It will shut off after a couple of seconds if you're driving. On settings, you can change your display options, your display modes, your profile, safety driving, clock, date, lights. There's just so much you can change. I think it's fantastic. You can literally tune it to however you prefer, right? You can have a delay, you can have guidelines, all that jazz on the cameras. And applications. You have Amazon Alexa, which you can use. This is a favorite. You have device manager, off-road pages. You have recent, if you use a lot of them. You have all your categories, including audio settings, auxiliary cable and whatnot. And you can even go to all if you'd like to see everything you have. Oops. There is one of them with the backup camera. You have activation of services, assistance, auxiliary cable again, Alexa, AM radio, and you can go down. You have many, many more, including the heated seats, heated steering wheel, driver profiles, and market. And driver profiles are you can have the seat set to a particular thing, but you can also have your own settings set to a particular thing. So this isn't just for the seats; it's for setting everything about it. You have your tire full alert. You have your media on here. Everything's here. Even weather. You can get weather done here, and you can have a Wi-Fi hotspot from the vehicle. Really awesome premium model. I think you guys are gonna love it. If you wanna check it out and come drive it, go ahead and do so. We have them here. One more thing I want to highlight is the engine. The engine on this is like the Grand Cherokee. 3.6 liter V6 engine. You can upgrade it to a 5.7 Hemi, which is nice because it does get 21 miles to the gallon city and highway combined, 18 city and 25 highway. It's fantastic for a large SUV of this size. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Mr. Hollywood, out.